Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
You're not supposed to probably have favorites, right? Like covering these players and the teams and all that stuff. But, we throw convention out the window. And today's episode on the roster countdown, number 86, defensive back, undrafted free agent, Jakob Robinson. By far one of my favorites. We had him on the show a couple weeks ago. We got to interview him. We're going to have some clips on that during today's show. So I think when the whole idea of the roster countdown series that we started, I think 4 years ago, this year 5, was to make these players come to life. And whenever you have the time to sit down, even if it is virtually, and just participate in that discourse, like, man, this kid, he's easy to like. There's no doubt about that. So, defensive back Jakob Robinson from BYU, currently wearing jersey number 49. He's small. I mean, this is one of the smaller people on the team, 5'10", 180. Not long arms. He played at like 160. We'll hear about that. 24 years old, but speed demon and tough as hell. Ran a 4.39 and is just tough. Now, one of the challenges that we were able to talk to him about is this dude was able to gain double-digit pounds and still run a 4.39 at his pro day. So that's what I wanted to, let's jump to that, because I think that this clip is huge because it talks about his work ethic, how important it is to him, and what the 49ers want from him and where they want him to start playing the play weight at. You gain 10 to 15 pounds and still ran a 4.3. How in the hell do you add weight and still run a 4.3? How do you balance those things? What was that training regimen like?
So I was actually training in Seal Beach with Les Spellman, and honestly, it was the perfect thing I could have done. Being out in Cali, being in the warm weather was very healthy for me, of course. And it was snowing back home, so it was nice to be out there, and I think the food was great. We had right meals. They were my meal prep. And so honestly, they were just, our nutritionist, Kira, she was really on top of everything, just texting me all the time. Like, are you eating? Are you eating? What are you eating? And so making sure I'm not just stuffing my face with stuff that's bad for me, that'll just make me like get bad weight, but making sure I'm eating good stuff, and making sure I'm eating during the lift, eating an Uncrustable or dried mangoes, just keeping calories on me. So honestly, yeah, I think gaining that weight and getting stronger from the workout from Adam Wright, who's our strength coach out there, was honestly amazing. Yeah, they helped my legs get stronger so I could run, could move a little bit, and yeah, so.
Have you talked with the 49ers about, man, your play weight was kind of up and down, especially with what you did at the pro day, which was so cool. Like, what is your projected play weight that they want you at? Have they talked to you about that yet?
Not too much. I know they want me above 180. So, yeah, I weighed 181 when I got there, and I'm just trying to maintain, and then whatever they say, I'm going to do it. So, yes, sir.
That's so. What was your play weight at BYU your last year? Was it like how do you've gone through it with the workouts and all that? Is it going to be a chore maintaining that weight? Are you used to doing that in the season?
Yeah, so during season I played at like 166. So that's pretty light, but I felt good. But I think honestly I like being 180 and up just because I feel stronger, feel more durable. And I think, yeah, just my legs, I just feel more bouncy. And I know some people feel like they feel heavy, but I feel great, honestly.
Well, you turn up a 4.3. I think you're doing okay, man. So that is impressive. And I think, the questions that you have when skill position players have to add weight, 14 plus pounds, is, man, can the speed, which makes that player so incredible, can that be maintained? Well, that question's been answered. He ran a 4.39 at that added weight. So now can he just sustain that weight during training camp, during the season, during all those things? That's huge. But the athleticism is off the charts. Dude jumped 38.5-inch vertical. That is a freak. 7-second three-cone. Change of direction is great. 1.55 10-yard. Explosive, electric, just pops off. I mean, this dude, he's a freak athlete. Add that weight, you get the durability that he talked about and the strength. Yeah, this could be something new for him. There's a lot of untapped potential because if he can maintain that 4.3 speed, that 38.5-inch vertical, which he did with the increased weight at the pro day, I think that's huge. So he's going into his rookie season. Obviously, he's a Utah kid, went to Orem High School, then he went to Utah State, then transferred to BYU. And it was at that time, whenever he was at Utah State transferring to BYU, he made an important connection. Coach Ray Brown, who is the new defensive back coach for the 49ers, was there. And so he already had his number and texted and knew each other, went through the recruiting process. Now, Coach Ray Brown left whenever Jakob Robinson was coming in, but the connection was made, and I think that's a huge dividend. And he talks about this later on in the video. You can go check out the full interview if you want to. Just type in 49ers Rush Jakob Robinson. It'll pull up. So let's get to some more of Jakob Robinson's background. Played football, basketball, ran track growing up. Big family, 6 siblings, 5 brothers, 1 sister. Does like to play Xbox in the free time. What kids don't, right? And while he was at high school at Orem, they won a ridiculous amount of success. They had 3 straight state championships, and he played with a lot of talented guys. You were a part of not 1, not 2, but 3 consecutive state championships in high school. What was that all about?
Honestly, so I started playing football in like 2nd grade. My 2nd grade coach ended up being my senior year coach. So I was with him. He was trying to build this team a legacy because when he was there, he won state championships, and he would just always talk about it with us. And so like he coached me in basketball, football, baseball. And so honestly, like he was just trying to build a legacy, and that's really what he did. So like I think it was my sophomore year, we won our first uh, state championship. And then, yeah, so if you know Puka Nakua, played with him, played with Noah Sewell, which is, if you know Panay Sewell, it's his little brother. Kingsley Suamatia, he's on the Chiefs right now. So we have 4, maybe 5 NFL players just from that high school team that I played with. And we were really stacked. We all knew ball. We playmakers everywhere. So
How do you maintain that high level for so many years in a row?
I think we're all on the same page. A lot of team chemistry. Our coaches were honestly amazing. They taught us a lot that we know today. And I just think, yeah, we all played together. And of course, we had a target on our back. Everyone hated us, honestly, in the state. So our first year, when I was a sophomore, we were 4A. They ended up bumping us up to 5A just because we are good at football, honestly, and basketball and stuff. So we could have been a 3A school just because of the amount of students we had. But we were that good at football, honestly. And so we played Bishop Gorman and stuff, and we actually lost to them. But yeah, we had really good teams on our schedule every year, and just wanted to kind of show the country what we could do.
I think it's huge when players are part of excellence and then understanding what it takes to maintain that. And so from a team perspective, not 1, not 2, but 3 straight, state titles, that's a big deal. But also being able to rely on Puka Nakua, Kingsley Suamatea, Panay Sewell, all those guys, that's huge. Knowing guys that you grew up with, seeing them have that success, being able to have those conversations, mimic that success, I think that's a big deal. So the excellence factor that he's already participated in experience-wise, that's gigantic. And off the field, he's a great kid. Volunteers at a local food bank, tap it the way, and whenever you look at just, team captain at BYU, he's an economics degree already at this is not somebody that's looking to find the easy way through, and he's going to have to continue that because he's an undrafted priority free agent. You got to fight for that stuff. Now, academic All-American, second team All Big 12, played with Fred Warner's little brother. Now he's playing with Troy Warner's big brother, and he gets to go up against Puka Nakua, his high school teammate, hopefully a couple times a year. And I don't think that's something he's going to back down with. And so now we go to the film, and kind of one of the things that sets him apart, he's undersized, right? Going to be a nickel/safety, maybe outside corner, but probably not. It's ball skills. This dude had 11 interceptions, absolute ball hawk. You talk about pass breakups, off the charts. He just leaps, his leaping ability. And so whenever I'm watching his tape, I'm like, dude, this guy, One, he's a playmaker, but he is undersized. That comes across on the tape. So I asked him, of the 11 interceptions, is there one that is your favorite? And as I play this clip, I want you to pay attention to how much he talks about film, recognizing routes, and studying, because I think that's his greatest asset. Not his speed, not his leaping ability. It's how much he is a student of the game. Now, of the 11 interceptions, does one of them stand out? Is there one of them that's like, this one is my interception that I remember, it stands above the others?
I would say Sam Houston. We're in the red zone, trying to hold them to a shutout. They're about to score. I literally saw the exact play they ran on film the night before, but I didn't see it all week of my film watching. So I was actually watching YouTube videos of them, and I was just like trying to watch, just look for extra stuff. And I see they like to run this little rub route in the red zone. And they line up in the same thing, and I'm like, oh, here it comes. So I walk over to my other cornerback, Eddie Heckard, uh, and I tell him, I said, they're going to run a rub route right here. So he goes up and presses and makes sure, because he knows he's going to run a slant if they're going to do a rub route. So he just makes sure it gets perfect hands on, and I just go over the top, look for the ball. It's right there. Just my favorite type of pick, just jump up in the air, use my athleticism and catch the ball. So
Man, the thing I love most about that is it starts in the film room. Like, when you understand the route combinations coming your way, you get the answers to the test. And if you could translate that into, like you said, 11 career interceptions, that's a big deal. When you have the awareness to understand, okay, this is what they do in the red zone. Okay, I remember who was next to me on my thing. I have the confidence and ability that the coaches trust in me to go tell them, hey, this is what they're doing, and we're going to kind of adjust what we're doing. It's the education student mindset that just grasps me, and it's like, okay, why do players not make it in the NFL? Is it because of athletic reasons? Is it because of durability injury reasons? Is it because of work ethic? Is it because of intelligence? John Lynch talks all the time. We want guys that love football. This is somebody that just talked about how he watched film all week, and then the night before the game, he's scrolling YouTube clips on his own, trying to get just a little bit of something else. And sure enough, it pays dividends. So the work ethic, the education, the mindset, I want to buy stock in this kid because, and what's that going to look like for him? He's number 86 on our thing. He's got an uphill battle. But when we do these roster countdowns, Jakob Robinson's number 86 for the 2025 year. I'm not sure he's going to be number 86 for the 2026 year. This is somebody that has an uptrend that I think has so much to offer. Now, whenever we watch his tape, here's his PFF score, 74 overall, solid, 69.9 run defense. That's probably the one that stands out the most. He's small, but he's not afraid to mix it up. He has no qualms whatsoever coming out and helping in the run game. He's not a timid player despite the lack of size, and the length is there. 71.4 tackling grade, yeah, take that all day for a defensive back, and a 72.5 coverage grade. Not a lot of weaknesses besides being undersized. That's it. Speed, and even if you wanted to play him on the outside, which he has done a lot, he doesn't have the length. He does have the speed. He does have the leaping ability. He does have the ball skills. So I think that he'll be a nickel first to safety, but that doesn't mean he can't play outside. And I'm sure he'll get some reps out there just to see what it looks like. But he has the versatility. Ball skills off the charts. So good in zone. Trust what he's supposed to do, and he'll get in the mix of the line of scrimmage. That's going to be the biggest challenge for him. Can he be a physical presence at 180 pounds? There's a lot of nickels that do it. He never has. So can that added weight be impactful for him? That's going to kind of be the key. Now, here's what's, another thing that I think is really interesting. The 49ers were not the first, second, third, fourth team to reach out to him. The undrafted free agent process is a little bit of the Wild West where, hey, if you're not getting drafted, every team's calling, or a lot of teams are calling, and a lot of teams wanted Jakob Robinson on this team. So I asked him, what was the draft day process like, and why did you eventually go with the 49ers? I thought that this was pretty telling. 49ers. Walk us through the process, day 3 of the draft. Your phone's ringing off the hook. There's rumors out there that you've been offered from so many different teams. I don't know how much of that is legit or not legit, but walk us through the process of the 49ers calling you, who called you, and what that whole thing was. Like, just talk to us about just becoming a 49er and what that call was like.
So I was actually getting texts from Coach Brown during the draft. He's like, we really like you and stuff. And someone else was texting me too, but I think they were really high on me, and they were just telling me like, if you end up sliding through, we want you like really bad. So, I had the Seahawks actually called me in the 6th round, and I thought I was getting drafted. My family's all recording, and they wanted to make a UDFA deal and just kind of like make sure that they might have me. So I mean, Coach Brown didn't want me to make any deals until I talked to him. So I just stuck to my word and just kind of waited it out. And then had a couple other teams call me after the draft. And it was actually crazy because my dad was stressed during the whole thing. He was out handing my family food, handing everyone treats the whole time, just running around. So, uh, but I actually went out of the room after the draft, and I was just kind of texting my agent, texting as many people as I could with the NFL. And so I had, some people spam calling me. Like I had the Lions, the Ravens, and then the Chargers ended up calling me after. But I was just kind of waiting on Coach Brown. Of course, I like the Ravens a lot. I mean, their defense, everyone knows their defense is really good. But I also know that the 49ers defense is good. I mean, Fred Warner's there, Debo's there. So I really like that. And I really had a good connection with Coach Brown. So I was like, I just got to wait it out. And then he ended up calling me. And then me and my agent decided we're coming to the 49ers. So
That's what's up. Yeah, a couple questions in the chat. I love the fact that he, my word is important. I told him I would wait, so I waited. Lots of other teams offering, waited, doesn't commit. The Coach Brown calls, Ray Brown. Yeah, let's roll. So impressive. And so, like, the maturity on this kid. And yeah, he's 24. He's an older rookie, and he's played a lot of football. You talked about the 3 state championships in college, 2,600 career snaps at BYU. He's played a lot. 190 tackles, 9 tackle for losses. You want to know if he can play on the line of scrimmage? There you go. Has 1 sack, 11 picks, 1 pick 6, 21 pass breakups. This dude has experience at the college and high school level. Can that translate? That's what you want. Now, the 49ers signed him to a 3-year, $2.9 million deal. No guarantees. He came here to earn a spot, and that's what it's going to have to be. Now, the good news for Jakob Robinson is, man, all those teams, he's going to have other spots if for some reason it doesn't work out here. But I want it to work out here. My biggest question mark on Jakob Robinson is not his size. It's the fact that he hasn't played much special teams. He was a star early on. And so only 53 special team snaps last year. That is where he's going to have to carve his role in. So, best case scenario, beats out a couple of guys on the roster in the nickel safety realm, finds a home on special teams, and finds his way on the 53-man roster. It's possible with this roster. There's a lot of safeties, but with Jair Brown banged up, with Malik Mustafa banged up, you want guys like this. But again, is he going to be a nickel? Is he going to be a safety? Is he going to be outside corner? Is he going to be all of them? What's that going to look like? Where can he find his home early? That's going to be huge. Now, the most likely scenario probably is not going to make the initial 53-man roster. But can he land on the practice squad? The 49ers use their practice squad as well, if not better than any other team in the NFL, and they reward their guys consistently. Shanahan Loyalty Program works even on the practice squad. So that's what I want to see. Can Jakob Robinson make the practice squad and hang around and develop and learn the system, and then eventually if an injury or two happens, he gets called up, that's his time to shine. You've seen guys like Emmanuel Mosley, come up, and K'Wan Williams. These guys that were practice squad, undrafted free agents, come up and earn roles. Can he be the next one to do so? That's kind of what you're hoping for, but it's going to be hard because there's so many experienced players ahead of you that you got to pass. Like Chase Lucas, this dude's played a lot in the NFL. You go a draft up to stout. Marquise Siegel is a do-it-all type guy. There's safeties. You brought in different guys from the tryout. You know what I mean? Derek Canteen. There's just so much competition. So while the 49ers don't have the quality depth that a lot of NFL teams have in the secondary, I don't think that it's there. There's a lot of bodies, and there's a lot of young, hungry dogs like Jakob Robinson that are going to give all that they got to make this roster, and I'm hoping 1 to 2 of them can seize that opportunity. And nobody would be happier than me, probably Jakob Robinson's dad and family and Jakob Robinson himself. But, man, right after that, it's John Chapman. I am a Jakob Robinson fan, and I really hope that he can carve out a role and make it on this roster because he's such a cool kid. And love his story, love his personality, love what he brings to the table. So at number 86 on the 2025 49ers roster countdown, man, Jakob Robinson, go out and prove something. Have to say thank you to Josh, Ben, and Zach, the executive producers of this show. And for us, we'll just keep counting them down.